Hi guys, if you want to buy this Enbrighten Smart Gaming Light Towers with RGBW Galaxy Projector, then please visit the link provided in the description. If you're looking for a way to completely change the atmosphere of a gaming room, bedroom, desk setup, or entertainment space, this is the kind of lighting product that immediately grabs your attention. Instead of just putting a basic lamp in the corner of a room, these light towers are designed to become part of the entire environment, combining colorful RGBW lighting with galaxy and space-inspired projection effects. And that's really what makes this setup interesting. You're not just getting a light. You're getting something designed to create an atmosphere. The first thing you'll notice is the tower-style design. These lights are tall enough to project their illumination around the room rather than simply lighting one small area. Place them beside a gaming desk, behind a TV, next to a bed, or in the corner of a room, and they can become a major part of the visual setup. The RGBW lighting gives you plenty of flexibility when it comes to the overall look. You can go with a single color for a cleaner appearance, or use more dynamic lighting effects when you want something that feels more energetic. Whether you're gaming, watching movies, listening to music, or simply relaxing, the lighting can change the mood of the room without requiring you to rearrange anything. But the Galaxy Projector effect is where this product gets even more interesting. Instead of having the room illuminated by ordinary colored light, the projector can create space-inspired visual effects that give the surrounding walls and ceiling a much more immersive appearance. Think of a room transformed into a colorful galaxy-style environment rather than just having a lamp switched on. That can be especially cool in a gaming room. Your monitor might already have RGB lighting, your keyboard and mouse might have lighting effects, and your PC may have its own illumination. Adding a couple of these towers around the setup can help connect all of those elements together and create a more complete visual experience. And you don't have to limit this to gaming. For a bedroom, these lights can work as ambient lighting when you don't want the harsh brightness of a traditional ceiling light. In a kid's room, the galaxy-inspired projection can create a more visually interesting nighttime environment. And in a living room, you can use the towers as decorative accent lighting when you're watching a movie or hanging out. Another major part of the experience is smart control. The Enbrighten light towers are designed to work with an app, so instead of constantly reaching over to the tower to change settings, you can control the lighting from your phone. That makes it much easier to experiment with colors, lighting effects, and different room atmospheres. And if you're already using a smart home ecosystem, compatibility with Alexa and Google makes the setup even more convenient. Voice control means you can interact with your lighting without necessarily picking up your phone. That might sound like a small feature, but once you get used to smart lighting, it becomes one of those things you don't really want to give up. You can imagine coming into your room and saying a simple voice command to turn the lights on, change the lighting, or switch the atmosphere without manually searching for a remote. The app-controlled functionality also makes these lights more versatile than traditional decorative lamps. Instead of choosing one color and leaving it there, you can adjust the experience depending on what you're doing. Gaming session? Go for something more energetic. Movie night? Use a softer ambient effect. Relaxing in the evening? Switch to something calmer. And if you're building a complete gaming setup, placement is going to matter quite a bit. Putting the towers on opposite sides of a desk or entertainment area can create a more balanced visual effect. Positioning them slightly behind your main setup can also help the lighting blend into the room instead of making the towers themselves the only thing you notice. One thing I like about products in this category is that they don't require you to completely redesign a room. You can start with the furniture and equipment you already have and simply add lighting to change the atmosphere. That's especially useful if your room looks a little plain during the evening. Instead of relying entirely on overhead lighting, these towers can add color, depth, and visual interest to the space. And because the product combines RGBW lighting with galaxy-style projection, you're getting two different visual ideas in one setup. You can keep things relatively simple when you want ambient illumination, then switch over to the space-inspired effects when you want the room to feel much more dramatic. Of course, expectations are important. This is primarily an ambient and decorative lighting product, not something you should think of as a replacement for a dedicated room lighting system. The appeal here is atmosphere, customization, smart control, and visual impact. And that's exactly where it makes sense. If you're building a gaming room, upgrading a bedroom, creating a movie night environment, or simply want your room to look more interesting after dark, the Enbrighten Smart Gaming Light Towers are a pretty compelling option. You get RGBW lighting, Galaxy-inspired projection effects, app control, and compatibility with Alexa and Google. Put all of those features together, and you have a lighting system that's designed less around simply seeing what's in the room and more around changing how the room feels. And honestly, that's the fun part. A good gaming setup isn't only about the monitor, keyboard, mouse, or computer. The environment around you can make the entire setup feel more complete. Lighting is one of the easiest ways to make that happen, and a product like this gives you plenty of room to experiment. So if you're interested in the Enbrighten Smart Gaming Light Towers with RGBW Galaxy Projector and want to check out the product for yourself, visit the link provided in the description. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for more product reviews and interesting gadgets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.